My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. Yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like, times like these that make me say, Lord, if you see me, please come. My life be like, you can bring them so when I stray. But I'm sacrificing the price. My life be like, living like a fingertip. Sometimes I fall, I slip. Yeah, I'm more friends, I be more like you. Yeah, not to put the
I love
That
it.
guy just threw all their mail away and everything.
It's a federal offense, man.
I don't know.
Who is
I
that?
just
Nappy
tell you-
Roots?
No, grits, I think.
Oh, yeah, close enough.
I switched my camera and I got up and I came back and I was running and I put my headphones in and I was like, oh shit, I left the Pandora running or something. I'm scrambling around trying to figure it out and then I missed the whole intro, man. One day I'm actually here and I missed it.
You always miss the intro. It's like,
But I'm here. I'm here, dude. I'm here.
I mean, I could run it again, but
No, sorry. I'll go watch the YouTube replay.
I mean, all you have to do is watch the first like minute and a half of the show, if even that.
Yeah, that's all I do anyway.
What's up, Leighton? Dropping his second monkey for the day.
Leighton got down with some monkey business the other night.
Is that where monkeypox came from?
Leighton, yes,
He out there plugging monkeys?
Yes, plugging monkeys and gay dudes.
Cool.
What happens in Alaska stays in Alaska because nobody's going there to find out.
Yeah, and I mean, you get cut some slack. I mean, you're stuck on a mountain. It's cold. You haven't seen another person in God knows how long. You know, a little bit of bestiality is acceptable.
I mean, sometimes that's all you got, right? I mean,
Hey, man.
you wake up and it's a moose. You thought it was your wife. Eh? What are you gonna do? Drunk nights in Alaska.
Oh, we were
And,
supposed to be doing accents. I was going to do Canadian, eh?
Oh, I'm so
Oh.
glad we forgot because I'm so glad we forgot because I would not be able to hold an accent.
Well, I mean, I'm, yeah. If Mark
When I'm
rolled in
drunk,
with
I'm
his,
extremely Canadian, eh?
yeah, but you gotta elongate those O's.
I'm too southern for that.
Mark.
My
can do
favorite
it.
is on American Dad, where it's like in the future and Canada and Mexico both like took over the U.S. Like they had like a war in the U.S. So anyhow, the U.S. accent was a mix of Canadian and Mexican, and it was just excellent. Like the first time I saw that episode, I'm like, is that Canadian and Mexican? And then they went on to explain it. I was like, oh, right on.
Canexican.
Yeah. I'm not going to try to tempt it or anything. I'm sorry. This is bad radio.
I feel like I can do something like Britishy, right? Like UKE, but it's mostly just cussing and it only lasts for like 30 seconds and then I'm out. Like real
a gross
words?
Cockney
Yeah,
stream of profanity. Can you understand movies like what's a movie like
Snatch.
Snatch? Exactly. Like I can't. I'd have to put subtitles on like to watch those. I just can't.
Snatch is a great movie.
I wouldn't know. I've seen it, but I wouldn't know.
What was there was one that was like about these aliens that were invading London of all places. And it was protect the block or something like that. But it was all.
Is that like an Ice-T movie?
No, it was a British movie, but they're all like everybody in the movie just speaks nothing but English slang, or like the British version of Skins. I don't know if y'all know what that is. There was a
No, we went through this before. We don't watch like teeny bopper shows, bro. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen Frozen for the last time. I'm sure Elsa's hot, all right, but I haven't.
Yeah,
seen it.
you know, you're full of crap. You've seen parts of Elsa, things that got cut from the movie.
You've seen parts of her. Oh shit! Rule 34, man, it gets deep.
I was just about to say that.
It's like a crown, right? Never mind.
I've never seen all of Frozen. I've seen bits and pieces. I've never seen all of Moana. I've only seen like the first 10 minutes of Moana. None of Frozen 2 at all.
There's a
It only
Frozen
took you
2?
10 minutes, huh? Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
fuck. Well, this is pretty stupid. Let's jump right into some other stupid shit.
Yeah, is my camera blurry or is it my eyes that are blurry?
I think your eyes, you look all right.
I tried to wipe it
Your
down.
hat's coming in loud and clear.
Good deal. Good deal. This is I was gonna go with my Irish Mickey hat, but
Oh, but the accent. Yeah. You look foreign enough. I'd buy you were foreign.
they get me lynched down here.
Like, what kind of foreign are you, boy? See, you look like you could be in that weird middle ground that we were talking about on the last show, where it's like not quite Middle Eastern, not quite Russian. You know, with it's a mustache though. There,
Like
sort of
Ukrainian?
mustache. Yeah, something like that. Something Kazakhstan or something with a stan at the end.
Or Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna find one of those little stands, and that's gonna be my hometown.
Is that a real
on
place?
Twitter.
Oh, so there's like Delaware.
There's
like,
a million
real,
stands. Well, I mean, real on a map. Who knows what happens there? How's your beef stick, Justin?
All right, so
Breakfast of Champions.
Democrats blaming voters for being stupid rather than acknowledge failed ideology and policies. Glenn Greenwald. Well, that sounds about right. Glenn Greenwald, like he's a little bit like Lefty, but he's mostly pretty based, or at least a good journalist, right? I actually have a couple of his books, but I haven't read them. Did
he come from the left? Because I feel like things that I've seen out of him recently are kind of like, it's on par. Like
the more reasonable, like left, I think. You know what I mean? Like, like I think he's always been pretty like, somebody you had like who could actually back up his opinions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Greenwald helped found some newspaper or
and then they
leftist magazine or something. Yeah, and then they ran him out.
It wasn't like the Guardian, but it was something like that. It's not, maybe the Intercept. It was some sort of big one like that. And then didn't they like kick him out or like fire him or something because he wasn't towing the line?
I think they started like censoring all of his shit. Like they wouldn't let him publish anything because he wouldn't toe the line. And then they effectively they ran him out by just refusing to let him participate.
Yeah, I have his book about Snowden because he wrote a book about the whole Snowden thing, but I haven't read it yet. I found it in a used bookstore.
How is and that's a big no-no thing for the left. How is the left so mad about the Snowden thing? Like you would think that, well, yes, books as well, but like the Snowden thing, you would think that the left would be like, oh yeah, look, this is, they booted him for not being lefty enough.
I think it's like they're the same thing as like neocons. Really, when you boil it all down, they're not for any sort of freedom. It's just this growth of the state and this kind of masqueraded view of like being held up, right? Like these crazy lefties, like, oh, because my life's gonna be better because of this, and you don't think it through. It's the same as the neocons. My life's gonna be better if we give Israel millions of dollars and go fight wars over here to keep our freedom, and like nobody thinks it through. It's the same retarded mentality of one step and not two.
Good morning, Magoo. Y'all should go listen to the first 2 minutes of his most recent show. It's a clip of some guy doing like a Biden impression. It's fucking hilarious. And then, I mean, if you want to continue to listen, Magoo does a Trump impression that is pretty hilarious. It's not very Trumpian, but it's just funny.
It's like doing a cover of a song. You either have to nail it or completely just make it your own and great,
But I really don't like covers unless it's like just so far different. It's like, okay, I can jive with that, but I don't know. It seems like plagiarism.
I enjoy a lot of covers, definitely. Well, you got something like Bob Dylan, who like is a terrible singer, but
Mhm.
like has a few like decent songs when they're sung by other people, you know. It's like there's like those examples where the person who does them originally is just terrible. But then you got like was like Voice Avenue or whatever, where they do like acoustic covers of a bunch of songs. Or sometimes I'll put on like just acoustic piano like covers of songs, you know, where there's no words but they play the words in the piano. And like, dude, there's so many albums. For,
How
like,
much did they
everything.
take for
There's,
that vasectomy?
like, sometimes I wonder. But I don't know, man. It's just fun.
Yeah, no, there's some like I'm not into the punk scene music that much, but there's some like decent punk covers of like nursery rhyme type songs. It's just fun. It's just like weird. It's like, all right,
Punk
that's
punk
cool.
goes blank. You know, there's so many. Punk goes pop, punk goes country, punk goes whatever. There's so many of those albums, and some of them are really awesome. Some of them are terrible, but some of them are really awesome.
You know, when you made the
At least
Voice
he's
Avenue
not
reference,
banging mooses.
I
Right?
was thinking the same thing as Leighton.
What? Because I like piano music, huh? What?
Piano, Frozen. I mean, yeah.
Hey, I don't like watch Frozen. I was making fun of Justin claiming the Frozen thing.
Mark's the one who apparently went to see Frozen 2 in theaters. I don't.
Yeah, I guess really we
old
should
is-
be making fun of Mark. And he's not here to defend
Well,
himself. It's perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna run that wood chipper intro when he comes back on.
Just
know
hanging
about
out
that.
at the Frozen theater, huh? I mean, he didn't
Saw
go
it like
see it
5
alone, did
times. No, he was picking up dates.
he? No,
Trying to get
that's
digits.
right. That's right. I knew he told us a story. I couldn't remember. Yeah.
So since we were on the topic, what is your favorite cover? Like, if you had to pick like one song,
I don't. That's ridiculous.
why?
It's tough.
Because it's like what genre? What like I mean like you know.
Hey,
There's
what's
a
up,
million
Niall?
of them. You know.
That's my buddy.
Oh,
He's tuning in for the first time today.
well, hopefully we are entertaining enough for him. Let's see. Sound of Silence by Disturbed. The Disturbed cover of Sound of Silence is.
Shut the fuck up.
I like it.
I hate you now.
Why? You don't like it?
It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm not going to judge. I'm not a fan of Disturbed's like 80s covers. I don't know. It's just Disturbed. Maybe I don't care for them that much, but but I feel a lot of people really like their covers.
I
The
like it
Sound
when-
of Silence, particular, is very. I know a lot of people really like that.
So they had some like softer songs on some older albums, like albums that came out like when we were in college.
Frozen finished
And-
up. Huh?
Hey, I got paid to see it.
That's more questions than answers.
Yeah, I don't know. So they.
Sound of Silence Disturb is a great cover, though. I agree with you, Justin.
See,
I'm willing
they
to
had
admit I'm in
some,
the
like,
minority.
they had some softer songs on some of their earlier albums that came out like when I was in college, and I liked David Draymond's voice whenever he's doing those like more melodic songs and not so much the screaming stuff. So like the Sound of Silence really kind of showcases his voice. That's why I like it.
I can't think of anything like off the top of my head, but Dynamite Hack did a cover of Boys in the Hood. And
That's
that-
really good. We listened to that the other day.
yeah, it's just because it's so different. It's just a bunch of like white guys. It's funny.
Yeah, it's not bad. We actually listened to some of their other songs. I'd never listened to like another Dynamite Hack
No, I
song.
don't know if I have either.
Some of them are bad. Some of them are bad. I have a hard time picking a favorite. It's funny though because a lot of music, I'll listen to like a lot of like country and stuff, and like 75% of country songs are covers of like old country songs, but you never know, So
Yeah.
I probably have some songs in there that I don't even realize are covers that are pretty good. I'm gonna have a hard time landing on a favorite. I really am, but I'm bad at that.
Yeah. And the thing about that, you spurred my memory. Is there's like Lefty Frizzell, right, and Long Dark Veil or Long Black Veil, whatever it is, and all that, and then you got their Marty Robbins and like all the covers back in the 70s of that sort of stuff. There's a lot of good stuff that came out of there, like the Dead's cover of that stuff, like. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's a lot
Sublime,
of good
Scarlet
covers of dead
Begonias.
songs.
Scarlet Begonia is a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
But what else?
we had the radio on the other day, and it was a country song from the 90s. And a wife sat next to me, and she goes, "What show is this song from?" And I'm like, "This isn't from a show." We looked up; it's from the original version, which I didn't realize this was a cover. But the original version they used in the second season of the Drew Carey Show. So called "It's a 5 O'Clock World." And so listen, I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, this was a cover." I didn't realize it was a cover, and that it had been used on a sitcom.
I didn't know Drew Carey had his own show at one point.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
it was pretty decent.
Mark was probably old enough to watch Frozen in the theater, like, and not be a pedo, like when it came out.
that's what it is. That's why he's seen it in the theater. He went with all of his friends.
This
That
was
a school trip that they went.
Oh, guys are coming out with the Frozen too.
I brought the kids from work, and I got paid to fall asleep while watching Frozen in the theater.
You weren't even supervising them? What the fuck, man?
And these are like
kids.
the most delinquent kids too.
They're up
You-
there
brought-
like
I brought
slicing the
three best
screen.
ones.
It's
But
like-
it was actually a trip bringing those kids to the movie theater. I brought the most behaved ones that time, but there was another time where I brought them to see a movie, and I thought we were gonna get kicked out.
Did you have to put leashes on them?
I mean, it didn't get to that, but
No, I don't know if that was company
wouldn't
policy.
have hurt. The other movie we saw was like, what was that movie with that angry guy, the angry emotion and the happy emotion inside the little girl?
Yeah. I know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember what
The
it's called.
animated one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lewis Black was like one voice.
Lewis Black was the angry voice.
Yeah.
It got to the saddest scene of that movie, and we're like sitting in the front row of the theater, and one of the kids looks over at the other kids and goes, "Hey, you got to finish your popcorn." He goes, "No, I don't." And they start yelling back and forth at each other as everyone else in the theater is crying. It's like, all right, we're leaving right now, guys.
That's hilarious.
I'm pretty sure I've told the story about going to see Titanic and my cousin busting out laughing.
Well, you should tell it again.
Because that's what I do anyways, tell stories the same stories over and over again. So I went to see Titanic when I was in high school with a bunch of friends, and at the boat is sinking and all the girls are crying as if like they didn't know that the boat was going to sink or something. So anyway, the boat's sinking and all the girls are crying.
Wait.
History.
Right.
It's not their strong suit.
And there's the scene where like the guy falls and he hits the propeller and it just like blows him up. So the boat's sinking and that happens. And my cousin just like lets out the biggest belly laugh in the middle of the theater when all the girls are crying, and he's just like, "Ah!" Great.
He gets all offended at the end when Jack sinks. He's like, "Wait, what? What? No!"
I don't think I've seen that movie. I've seen parts of
spoiler.
it. Yeah.
You didn't
Boat
miss
goes
anything.
down.
I mean, it's
Right.
like it's the long way around telling the story of how a boat sinks. Yeah.
I just
I
thought it was
could-
a long
excited
way
to
around
see
seeing
boobs.
Kate Winslet's boobs there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh yeah.
2
These
hours
days,
for
these days you just Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was like, oh man, we get like 6 seconds of boobs in this movie. This is gonna be
Oh.
great. I was literally 12, so it was the perfect time for that.
Since we are the show that now questions events and things, did the Titanic happen?
I mean,
So-
my mom went and saw the wreckage in Memphis and took pictures of it. So
Yeah, I saw an
if it
exhibit
didn't
too.
happen,
but-
they went through a lot of trouble to.
Well,
Was it an iceberg or was it aliens?
no.
see that's
I
where
didn't know that. I didn't know you were going to go with the aliens direction here, but
Mm-hmm.
Loch
That's
Ness
the
Monster.
conspiracy.
I think
I'm willing to
happened,
admit
and
it was a
it's more
ship
ma-
and it sunk.
Yeah.
It's
I think
probably something that escaped from the Hollow Earth.
it was a group of people, but probably not the aliens. I won't say
What-
it live on air.
What
here.
was the
Used.
Do they wear an exceptionally different size of hat?
Were there any on that boat? Do we know this?
who was on the boat? Was there some bankers on the boat? There was like, I feel like there was like important people on the boat, and like
Yeah.
when it went down, it messed up some plans, or it like caused some other things to happen thereafter that have not
This
been
wasn't
positive.
Lusitania. Well, here's the thing: is you have to see if there was important people on the boat that suddenly changed their plans, or that were going to be on the boat and suddenly changed their plans and didn't go on the boat. That's when you know something's up. You know,
Yeah.
Well, you
Why
know,
weren't these people on the boat?
I think
Lots
like
of-
the
lots of empty
Macy's
seats.
department store guy was on there.
No, but I feel like there was some like legislation type stuff, some like
Oh, okay.
like Jekyll Island type stuff that happened, and then they were like,
this was
I'll
the
have to
early
look into it.
stages of the World Economic Forum.
It was right around that time, wasn't it? 1912.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve was the next year. Jekyll
Yeah.
Island was like right
World
around
War
this
One
time.
was another year after that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
What's going
speaking
on?
speaking of people on boats,
Greta.
What the fuck? This is the best headline. Walmart recalls ice cream commemorating Juneteenth after receiving a heavy backlash. Well, what's it? Chocolate? I don't get
Watermelon. Nobody likes watermelon ice cream. You don't have
No, it
watermelon?
was the design of the carton, wasn't it? He said watermelon.
Walmart is removing from shelves an ice cream product that commemorated Juneteenth, a U.S. holiday that marks the freedom of enslaved African Americans. Juneteenth holiday marks a celebration of freedom and independence. However, we received feedback that a few items caused concern for some of our customers. We sincerely apologize. We are reviewing our assortment and will remove the items. Let's see.
Does it have a picture? I saw it.
If there's a
I thought it
monkey
was a
ad
picture.
next to this, this is just gonna be too much.
There it
Yeah, I
is.
want to see what was wrong
Yeah.
with the product.
There it is.
I honestly am confused by the conspiracy or the controversy here.
Were people
Yes.
upset? Like,
I
was it
guess.
offensive? Or they just
That
didn't like it?
Is that a Jamaican flag and a black hand
It's,
high
It's the
fiving
Kwanzaa or whatever, right?
well,
Yeah,
it's,
I don't
it's
think
kind
it's
of that
any
like
actual flag.
black, like no, it's like the Rasta. A lot of African countries have those coloration varieties there. That sort of yellow and green, the black.
Oh, I see. It's because of this part. It says share and celebrate African American culture, emancipation, and enduring hope. Enduring hope. That's probably
So
what it was.
Why is
They're
this an
saying
issue?
black people have no hope. Like what? What do we? I don't understand.
Swirled red velvet and cheesecake flavored ice cream. That sounds interesting.
Has
That
anyone
sounds
done like
my
a
wife would
study?
yell over it.
Has anyone done a study into the release of this ice cream and the release of monkeypox into the public?
I think they're
Those aren't cheesecake chunks.
Oh my goodness.
Was it white people that were outraged?
probably.
You know,
It's always white people that are outraged by everything.
You know, I went on a scroll on Facebook. Somehow I got added to this awful group from a former coworker called Race, Ethnicity, and Culture. And this is mostly black folks. I've never once commented on here. I don't know. I just like lurk and see what they post, and it's all stuff that like they're basically posting like my posts and saying what a racist. So
I would say, have they
decided
seen
not
the
to.
color of your skin? Like you were like the uber white. You're not even just like normal white.
they
Like, the
were
rest
all
of
very
us,
upset about this ice cream though, and I didn't.
We're
get
all pretty like generic white, but you like over the top.
this.
I feel like it's a flavor made for white women, first off. So, like, maybe the outrage was that they only get it once a year.
Could be it. Also, Ben and Jerry's already has like the monopoly on woke ice cream, so anything that
True.
they don't do.
I haven't had Ben and Jerry's in a while. Are you guys Ben and Jerry fans? I used to eat it all the time when I was younger, but
I am sick of seeing like Jimmy Kimmel staring back at me as I'm eating ice cream, so I gave up on them.
When I was in high school, I worked at the grocery store, and I could get like pints for cheap, But it's between the cost and everything else. Like, nah, screw you guys.
Not worth
Go
it.
somewhere else. No.
yeah, it's been a minute. Back in my
Well,
real
speaking
stoner
of-
days, I could just plow down a pint on the couch.
Speaking of Kimmel, he's not funny anymore, but we can talk about a comedian
No.
who actually
Was
is
he ever funny?
Adam Carolla's still funny. though.
Man Pounds was amusing.
Yeah, dude, the original Man Show was hilarious.
Yeah.
Is that when he would
Um,
like tell women to touch his crotch and everything?
He had some of that. I heard Adam Carolla was definitely more of the women say, oh, Jimmy Kimmel was the more professional of the two, I guess,
Oh,
when it
he's
came
like
to
straight.
sexual harassment stuff.
Kimmel was
Carl-
the born
Carmel
bitch
and
on that show.
blackface.
Just say it like it is.
Yeah. No, Adam Carolla is still pretty base though. If you catch any of his shit.
I've been told this.
Yeah.
Ricky
Who else?
Gervais.
I thought that said blue balls, and I was like,
I did too.
you rest the ice cream on your blue balls as a cure.
Trey is married with kids, so he probably gets his fair share of that as well.
Well, poor guy.
Let's see. Ricky Gervais' anti-trans special proves Netflix is on no one's side but its own. Now I have to go watch this Ricky Gervais special because I didn't know that Ricky Gervais was anti-trans. I thought that was only Dave Chappelle, but
what does that really mean, though? You know, he could have made just one slight joke. You
Yeah,
know?
for real. It's like,
So, you know, but I'm curious now because Ricky Gervais is hit or miss for me. He's fucking hilarious, but some of his shit, I don't know. I don't get the British humor a lot of times. That's on me. I'm willing to admit it.
Albion Seed hasn't convinced you yet.
I found it's his voice at first when I first started listening to that book, and it's a British thing. Accent. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to make it through this book, but
Yeah, that would be difficult.
I've deciphered it. It's okay. It's growing on me. I didn't realize controversy was actually how they said controversy. I thought that was just a Family Guy joke.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, controversy.
Controversy.
Yeah, controversy.
Interesting.
Very.
let's see. In his new comedy special on Netflix, Ricky Gervais mocks the new women with beards and cocks and urges trans women to lose the cock. And Ricky Gervais is gay, so he's a fan of the cock. So if he's telling you to lose the cock, then you know it's a bad thing.
So oh god, I love it, man. I didn't know he was gay.
Wait, Ricky Gervais is gay?
Isn't he? Am I thinking of somebody else?
That's called a British accent, Justin.
Oh, maybe I'm confused. Now I got to look it up.
I was gonna say the left's going after Chappelle, and now
I mean,
him,
I wouldn't
and,
be
there's nobody to
surprised,
save.
but I hadn't heard that. I mean, he is like vegan and stuff. No offense to vegans out there.
Yeah, I fully intend all offense to vegans whenever
I'm just saying it adds a couple points. That's all. British and a vegan? Come on.
Yeah. Although you see what else they eat.
What happens
so
to the
know.
vegans when they have to eat when we get the bugs?
They do have a dish called Great
They
Big
die.
Spotted
Yeah,
Dick.
that's a good question. Are they fine with eating bugs? Probably not. It's a sentient being.
Right?
I don't know if it's a being creature.
I don't know.
I'm.
And do they have to repent when they like get a mosquito in their eye or a gnat in their mouth? Like they have to go on like a 30-day cleanse or something?
What about when you walk across grass?
we joke, but this is probably real.
Guaranteed.
Some people probably have like total anxiety over like all the animals they inadvertently kill every day just by walking.
Hmm.
I'm
It's very
sorry.
true.
Oh no,
True.
I was wrong. He's straight. He's married to a woman. I might have been thinking of Nathan Lane.
Yeah, but I mean, you're married to
They
a
look
woman.
similar.
Libelist.
I corrected myself. It's all good. Don't sue me, Ricky Gervais. It's
When I
just
saw that Netflix was sitting on this Ricky Gervais show, and then they finally decided to like release it, of course this was going to be the result, right? Like Ricky Gervais is going to have some quote offensive stuff to the normies out there.
Well, yeah.
He's not kind to the Hollywood fuckery.
Yeah, he's not really down with all that.
We watched his Golden Globes clip like a few weeks ago.
I think that was more than a few weeks ago, but yes, we did.
Whatever. I'm not good with time. All right.
I can't read clocks and you can't read calendars. Is this what this is?
I have a
Show's just all
calendar
blurred
on my
together.
phone. It tells me what days I work. And if it doesn't tell me that I work today, then I don't go to work. One of these days, the calendar is going to like spaz out and mess up. And I'm just going to like not go to work for 3 weeks in a row. And I get
Is this
fired.
like a Mayan conspiracy?
Maybe.
The calendar ends.
It wasn't 2012. It was 2022. And Justin gets fired.
Yeah.
You'd hope they'd call you.
Knowing my boss, he probably wouldn't.
He just he just lets you no call, no show for a week. And
Clyde
no
got like
excuse.
really quiet and then he just now dipped out. Like, did we offend him? Is he a vegan?
I think his kids were getting ready to attack him.
Like he got super stoic for a
So-
second there.
He saw him
He's-
plotting a thing, or he froze.
Look, when you see the kids from across the room and you know something's about to happen, like it's kind of terrifying. So like I get it. It's like, oh shit, either this is going to be really funny or I'm going to die.
There's probably
So-
poop involved.
You know, we already had Claude's funeral once. I guess we could do it again since he actually showed up for that episode.
Crashed his
I know,
own funeral. What a dick.
I know I reference this guy a lot, but Trey is correct here because Ricky Gervais is just repeating all of the Owen Benjamin jokes from 5 years ago that got Owen canceled.
Did Dave Chappelle really steal Owen Benjamin's trans joke?
I've seen them side by side, and they're very, very similar.
They are very similar. I mean, you can see like that framing mechanism being used as a good vehicle for a joke all around. Like I'm sure other people have used that sort of similar thing, but they're pretty similar.
Yeah, he didn't change a whole lot. It was like
Yeah.
change. It's like that high school cheating. It's like change it so it's not so obvious. It's like that. He didn't even go to that trouble.
Did you
Yeah.
see? Did you see Clyde rubbing his eye when he came back in? His kids definitely ambushed him and punched him in the face. I told you that's what was about to happen.
That's what happened.
They're not home yet. Just the
I don't know.
other two. Well, half of them are. My internet sucks, man.
How many are
This is
there?
why I'm not here on Monday. You always giving me crap for that.
How many kids are
Where
there?
does
That's
he
worse on Mondays.
Now my wife uses it for work.
Ah, gotcha.
It can barely handle
Oh,
this,
now that
I mean.
excuse makes sense.
Yeah. Jesus, you know.
Let's see. Didn't we talk about dropping something? Somebody said something about dropping something. Yes. No.
Drop it. Is the segue?
Toothbrushes?
Drop it.
No. Fuck it. Speaking of dropping shit.
Speaking of soap.
No.
Oops. Kids.
Oh, now
I don't
Trey,
understand that.
Trey's in here accusing Owen Benjamin of losing it. He's perfectly sensible, Trey.
Look, just because you sit in your car and listen to N-word tirades while black people walk around in the parking lot doesn't mean that Owen Benjamin hasn't lost it.
Just check out an episode.
I should check back in on him. It's been a few
You
years.
should.
Where is he on YouTube or something? What's he on?
You can
No.
actually find a show. You can actually
YouTube.
find a show on like Spotify now, though.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Just
What is
look
it?
up "Why Didn't They Laugh" and all of his
it's
latest streams
back
are
on.
on there.
Wonder
Well,
why didn't they
since-
laugh? Okay.
Since Spotify is okay with platforming Joe Rogan, who says the N-word prolifically all the time, you know, it makes sense that they would let Owen Benjamin on.
Does Owen
That's-
Benjamin still hate Joe Rogan?
Oh,
Might
he
make
absolutely
sense.
despises him, makes fun of his height and everything.
Okay, so they had to balance it out. Okay, look, tell you what, we're gonna keep Joe Rogan, but we're gonna bring on Owen Benjamin.
Is it manufactured? Is the hate manufactured just to give
No,
Owen
I think he
Benjamin a
legit hates
voice?
him.
Okay.
They used to be friends.
Yeah, they were close. And then Joe Rogan did the same thing that Trey is accusing Owen of over here. And said he went off the deep end, and Owen felt
He just doesn't
betrayed
like
by that.
piano music.
Might be it too.
It always
Owen is
struck
a
me as
really
odd
good piano player.
that like yeah, but it's just such an odd combination of the two things. Like,
Piano and comedy.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, some of them really suck, but the musical comedians, you know, like someone like that do guitar stuff.
Weird
or
Al?
makeup, but I like funny songs. So the old Zach Galifianakis, he did a section of a stand up where he was at a piano.
I've never seen any of his stand up. Is it any good?
Yeah, like his first couple like Comedy Central specials from like the 90s or whatever were great. At least in my opinion.
You know, speaking
I
of
disagree.
Oh, yeah, what
Speaking
the fuck
of-
is this headline, by the way?
State
Speaking of-
Farm drops LBG.
They had a
kids.
program where they were sending like LGBTQ books to public school libraries, basically, and it came out, I guess, and people got pissed and they lost some business.
Oh, that's weird.
You know, I didn't even know about this, and they may be my. This might be where I get my car insurance.
This
pretty
is
sure
the
it's where I get
farm I
mine.
have all of my insurance.
I know it's a farm thing, but there are tons of farm insurance, and I always forget which one.
They have a really nice bundle deal. I've got 3 houses and 2 vehicles and some other stuff that has to be insured. I get actually 3 vehicles. I forgot I've got my stepson's on mine too. Damn it.
I love them
Leech-
too. And for all our
leech
listeners out
children.
there, use code SQUAW when you call State Farm. Sign up.
Speaking of,
Enjoy a discount.
If you've ever actually listened to the Morning After Show, you'll have figured out the free exchange of ideas is tantamount to our existence. Without the ability to speak freely, we'd all be locked in a gulag right now, being forced to watch them socialist titties bounce until we succumb to their perverted degeneracy. And where would that leave you at this asinine hour of the morning? Alone, naked, crying on the bathroom floor, probably listening to 80s synth pop. You don't want that, and we don't want that for you. But that's what you're doing every time you buy some sustainable harvest, free trade, bag of free speech hating unionized beans from Trader Joe's. So stop supporting companies that want to control the way you work your tongue and support one like Run Your Mouth Coffee, one that wants everyone everywhere to exercise their right to free speech, even if it's just to brave the ire of the Floridian population simply to say the word gay. So go grab a bag at rymcoffee.com and use code SQUAW for a sweet discount with 0 reservations. That's rymcoffee.com and use code SQUAW.
SQUAW.
hey, you spelled it right and with authority that time. Like it was perfect.
Confidence and everything.
Loudly from the chest.
I almost didn't make it back from the ad break. I ran in there to refresh my cup of coffee and forgot that I'm running across the kitchen floor with socks on and just about killed myself.
Just see Justin laying in the background with his head split open.
This whole show would have been worth it just for that.
But who would produce the show?
Mark, do you know that? Do you know how to create an episode?
Yeah, of course.
God.
See my YouTube.
No. I think I did because there was that time that Dag and I talked about farming the entire time.
Oh yeah,
And you showed up
40 minutes
pulling
late,
me. Yeah.
the day I slept in.
It's one of those interview shows we just talked about. We don't do.
So what was that? They were handing out pamphlets. I still didn't get the whole story with the State Farm thing. All I see was a rainbow flag. And I was
But
like,
Trey said that an employee leaked it. So like, I'd never even heard of this. Must have been. I mean, like, I'm so in on fucking insurance company propaganda. But like, yeah, I mean, was this something they were trying to do? Really, like hush hush as like some sort of grooming thing, or what the fuck? Or were they just trying to be supportive?
State Farm's support of a philanthropic program, Gender Cool, has been the subject of news and customer inquiries.
Gender Cool.
This program that included
Hey, kids.
books about gender identity was intended to promote inclusivity. We will no longer support that program.
If I had
Something
some time
like-
on my hands, I would call my agent, even though they like retracted this and harass them. But I just don't have that kind of time.
Try to get a pamphlet.
It's just gonna be some Indian person who has no idea what the fuck you're talking about, anyhow.
Sir,
You know.
you want to
I
do what with
got
your
a
penis?
direct agent I've talked to once in my life.
Well, I think it was probably bigger than that. Like they probably were planning on selling insurance for, bottom surgeries and stuff to protect your junk after you get it in, and that was going to be a huge market that they were banking on.
I mean,
That is
like,
probably true.
God damn it. That's fucking funny. In all seriousness, it was probably like, they've got every fucking big company has like a department that does gives money to charitable organizations so they can say they do whatever, write it off on taxes. They can say, look at the community shit we support. And they got sold on giving money to this company. Probably not a huge conspiracy thing, maybe, but like, sure, whatever. That trans shit's hot right now. We should probably give some money to some sort of trans cause.
It's hot the other way. They're like,
But now with
it's
the whole
going to slow
school
this
thing
down a bit. Yeah.
coming out, they're probably like, okay, yeah, we probably shouldn't be giving gay material to schools.
These people who
Probably
get
doesn't
together
look
in
good.
these rooms and come up with like the same people who got together for like the ice cream thing, which I I honestly don't think they. I still don't understand why people are offended by that.
No.
But a few
I
years
want
ago,
the ice cream. It sounds delicious.
a few years ago when they did the Skittles thing, when they turned all the Skittles white. Do you remember this?
I remember that.
I
And
still
the
don't know
best
what happened
part-
in that boardroom. I have an idea.
The
Let's
best
take
part
away the rainbow.
the abbreviation of the pattern of the skew said white power because it was like PWR or something for whatever abbreviation.
It was WHTPWR.
No, it was white pride. I'm sorry, white pride because it was gay pride. So it said white pride on the fucking skew tag. It's like, this is the best thing ever.
That was amazing.
How deaf do you have to be to do that? Like, that is insane.
This is like that meme where they should have thrown that guy out the window, but they're like, huh, that's a good idea.
Speaking of things that seemed like a good idea, wrong one. There it is.
Oh,
I almost
you're doing
shared
so
the
well,
wrong
man.
video. You were about to see my episode of
Yes.
my show today.
Hi.
Niall actually sent me this video.
Thanks, Niall, bastard.
Hi.
Did Niall make it 5 minutes?
He's at a customer's house today. He said he might not
Hi.
be able to listen loudly.
Here for my interview.
I'm Dorian and I use the pronouns he, him. Are you comfortable sharing how you would like to be addressed?
No.
Thank you for asking. I use they, them pronouns.
Great. Well, I'd love to hear more about your skill set.
Sure. I went to school for advertising.
What's up, bitch? I'm Justin. I'm gonna be your boss. Hope you're cool with inappropriate humor and really racist, transphobic shit.
Yeah.
Also, we don't like Jews, so if you're one, get the fuck out. The way I open every interview.
I
Do you
like how
think-
I insinuate and Justin just comes right out and says it.
I'd had half a dozen beers when I watched this video last night, and I about died. Oh my god!
You think they tell him to
my
shave?
thing-
You know, make sure to shave like the stubble. It really
It was
like
a clean
that
shave.
just struck me. Like
Yeah.
who does that?
Like, so I really want to know, like, so let's say the situation happened, and I'm sure the situation happens in certain places like Mark State or California. Like, I'm sure this shit happens. But like, do you think that guy, the interviewer, asks everybody that question and identifies how he identifies himself? Or, you know, is he like transphobic in the sense that he only does it for this person? You know what I mean? You think anybody else is like, what's up, dude? Come sit down, bro.
I bet you
know?
there's some companies where it's policy. Probably in
God
some
damn.
places, you know.
If you had to talk like that and you didn't want to,
My old
Yeah.
place of employment, we had to ask like some form of the diversity question. And when I was asked that question, when I was like moving up the rungs for like a supervisor position, I answered it with, "Yeah, we need more, we need more like older mom women." Like I didn't even go like the colored route or anything. Just like we need some moms on the team. I got the job still, so they didn't hate the answer.
Mark, they didn't
I like that
realize
word.
They
Mark's
just thought you
secret
had a
reason
thing
for
for
wanting the
milk, so they
moms on
didn't-
there.
That probably.
maybe like 2.5 kids, 42 years old,
Yeah.
you know, something like
Yeah.
that.
Some strong mom energy in here.
Mark just needed a chance.
Not like they hit the gym, but they go power walking a couple times a week. You know what I'm getting at.
Oh, that reminded me of a video that I'm not going to share.
Is this you and what's the guy's name in South
He
Korea?
keeps doing this. How many times did he self-censor himself last week?
Too many. I'm over here just like dropping.
No,
Jews
it's
and
just
everything else, and
it just doesn't
Plot
fit the
won't even-
conversation at all. It's like it just triggered something in my mind of traumatic video that I saw.
You can share it on.
Like we're all
You can
jealous.
share it on the night before on
When is that?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah. Oh,
I gotta talk to you about that, Justin.
Oh, God damn it.
Are you going to actually be drinking? Am I going to have to be the sober one for this episode?
No, I got to talk about timing and all that stuff. We'll talk later.
We've planned this for literally a month. What do you mean we got to talk
Look,
about
I find
timing?
out about family functions like
He's got
2
one of
days
those
before
milfs.
they happen.
Tell your family. They got to make their plans further in advance. We got shit to do.
This should have been on your calendar for them to see and not plan family events for.
I'm
It's
not.
that
I don't
important.
have a color calendar like Justin.
Speaking of which, so let's since we do have a decent audience today, let's test out these backgrounds and
We
see
love all
which.
of them.
Yes, we love them greatly, dearly. So let's see
Thank
which
you
of the
for coming.
backgrounds do y'all like the best. I'm just going to drop all of us out, and we're going to cycle through the 3 and vote in the comments. Here's number 1. Now number 2. And number 3.
Or just do numbers. That might be easier.
Honestly, bro, that's like, when your wife comes home and says, "Do you like my haircut?" and it's like parted to one side as opposed to the other. It's all the same.
Let's see, number 1 was my preference because for our normal background.
Yeah, 1. That was mine too.
I went 1, 3, 2 is order of the ones I liked. Them.
I like
Great
number 4.
preference, Justin. I'm on board. You always make the best preferences.
It's just because nobody else wants to produce the show. Looks like number 1 won.
Oh my God.
Of course, the Yankee doesn't get it.
I was on a different screen. What's going on?
Just read the comments. So number
None of
1
us
it
want to
is.
say that one out loud.
Oh, God.
Are you guys colorblind?
I am.
Justin talks about this every other episode.
He's apparently very colorblind. Like, I know people who are just a little colorblind, but he's apparently very colorblind.
Yeah, like when I showed up to hang out with Dag and all of them in the woods, I was wearing like completely off-putting colors or something. I don't know.
Is that red, yellow, and black and green?
Yeah.
Dressed up like some Walmart ice cream. And
Yeah, it was highly offensive.
almost
They
got
said I
lynched.
was appropriating Jamaican culture or something like that. Look, I was too festive. It wasn't Kwanzaa.
Just tell him you support Kamala. Stand in solidarity with the. My wife went to the store the other day and got some clothes for me with the kids, and she brought them home. Like, the shirt is pink.
Finally.
I'm not wearing a pink shirt, and everybody's
It's
like,
salmon,
"No,
honey.
it's not pink. It's red." I'm like, "No, that's." There was like a blue one that I said was purple, and they're like, "No." I don't know. They're just taking the piss on me, or what's going on.
I heard a case the other day for pink being the color for. This wasn't trans propaganda either. Pink being the color for boys at like gender reveal parties, and blue for girls because pink evolves or grows into red, and red is a more masculine color than blue.
What the fuck
Right.
is
I
happening
was
in
not
this world?
convinced. I'm not gonna be if I ever throw a gender reveal party. Like,
I'm kind of a fan of like
boy.
a good. I'm a fan of a good crimson red and more of a like a navy blue in the shape of an X with stars going across. You know what I'm saying? No, okay.
You had me at first, but then I got confused. I was thinking of a different red and black flag.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I threw
Let's
the
see.
Ricky Gervais clip into the chat.
Yeah, I was about to play that.
Per request from Steve.
And then you started
request
thinking
from
about
Steve.
flag worship.
Yeah, you know, I'm from the South. I love my flags.
The old-fashioned women. Oh God, you know the ones with wombs. Oh, those fucking dinosaurs. Oh. I love the new women. I know the new women. They're great, aren't they? You know the new ones we've been seeing lately. The ones with beards and cocks. They're as good as. That was good as gold. I love that. No, it's the old-fashioned with it. And now the old-fashioned, they go, oh, they want to use our toilets. Why shouldn't they use your toilets? For ladies. They are ladies. Look at their pronouns. What about this person that isn't a lady? Well, his penis. Her penis, you fucking bigot.
That wasn't bad.
I thought
I
it
would
was
laugh.
humorous. I mean, we talked about this before. If you're a trans person and you didn't laugh at that,
I saw
you're not long for this world anyway.
there's an extension of that clip where they go, what if he rapes me? And then he goes, she rapes me.
It's I don't know, man. It's
Go ahead, Clyde.
no, I don't even know. I don't know where to go with it. Like, I'm so confused by it all. Like, I don't know. It's just the whole like, I don't know.
Your
Like, what's male,
Futanari
what's female, like what's like
your Futanari obsession coming to the real world is just too much for you? Is that
if I knew what that meant, I might be able to confirm.
It's a callback, but I don't know what it means either.
we're just gonna
Somebody
move
asked
on.
me something about that once. I have a feeling there's penises involved.
We're just moving on. We're just gonna moving.
Well, I think that the deeper point that Ricky's getting at here is, but like, well, he's talking about like the pronouns, and just like the point of like the way that language is like used, so like weaponizing, when it comes to all this, because her penis, you bigot, like that's a good point. The pronouns, obviously, it's a woman because it's she, her in front of the, in front of the name.
Yeah, clearly.
Like that is just like the insane part of all this is it's just like they're telling you how you have to use words.
You just say,
so
yeah.
it's really stupid.
Well, that's where I get confused. If like your pronouns don't match like your face, like I just don't know what's packing, and it's like it's weird. I'm like, where am I supposed? And I get confused.
I had an employee at my previous job who pronouns were guy, dude.
Was this a joke or is...
No, the person's pronouns were guy, dude. They're pretty sure it was a biological female, but anyway, name was Darby, and like 5 foot tall, close to 300 pounds, most like short.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's male or female at that point.
Short, cropped off blue hair, like tattoos all over the place. It was interesting looking.
How was the work
Excellent.
ethic?
I would say dude, and I would, for once, I wouldn't get in trouble for calling that dude. I'm appreciative of that, but I do want to hear the answer to Mark's question.
The work ethic.
Oh, pretty good actually.
Really? I worked with one trans in my life, and the work ethic was awful. There was also a lot of mental health issues, and this person didn't show up to work and was late and blah, 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 which it seems to make sense. But
I can't remember what Darby's proper name was, but I think Darby had just kind of embraced the androgynous everything.
Darby.
Yeah, that's why. Guy, dude.
Did anyone screw up and call her Barbie? And then they freaked out.
I hope not.
It's like that. It's hard to judge that on just like an amorphous blob. I don't know what qualifies as.
It all rolls into one.
Like, why is Leighton so confident that you know how big his tits are?
Have you seen Leighton on his show? Like he's a little on the hefty side. He's got a pretty nice.
Wow,
heart.
rude.
If he's offended, I mean, tough shit. He can come on another show and cuss me out or something. He's also a Jew, so
Why does he watch this show?
That's all the self-loathing comes from.
That's why we're allowed to make fun of him. We have a Jew friend.
That's right. He even gave us our Jew pass. Or at least he gave it to me. I don't know about the rest of you bastards.
I don't make Jew jokes, so it's okay.
I don't make jokes.
I've never heard you make one.
Nope, I just laugh at y'all's.
I don't make jokes either. pretty anti-Semitic.
Yeah, mine
I
are
don't talk
jokes.
shit. I state facts.
Justin like opens the show going on a spree about some guy's name.
I really did that one time. I don't know. That was an interesting day.
I laughed so hard.
I think Justin had encountered some like money lending scheme and opened the show like pissed off about it.
Just because you fall for the scams, you don't kind of blame a whole race of people,
Yeah.
Justin.
As long as you don't go into debt to them, they're fine. You're fine. They're fine.
Less than 6 million at least.
Otherwise, they will shame you forever about it.
We should dig into that sometime.
God damn it! Can we not?
Yeah. I would die on that one.
Think about
I'm not
it. You're
gonna
baking
touch that.
cookies, right? And you're baking, 1,000 a day.
It's just me
Hopefully-
that shows up for that show. Maybe everybody else go. I thought we were talking about.
You could bring on some of your friends for this one to fill in for us. I'm sure you have a few who would be great.
Yeah, but they all live in the woods with no internet, no computer, and
Just driving into town to utilize the good old USPS every once in a while.
Mhm.
Man, have you guys read the or listened to a reading of the of his manifesto?
Only a couple times.
No.
I heard a very small clip the other day. It was interesting. Kind of made me want to listen to the rest. I hear he makes some good points, but is actually very insane. But I guess I can't judge.
Well, he was
yet.
like an MK Ultra guy, wasn't he? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he got his brain scrambled.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're
Most
already
of the
like
people who-
stupid genius like that, it just unravels quick.
Yeah, most people who do big crazy things like that are, in one way or another. Everything's an op. Everything's a fucking op. I was at a friend's house yesterday. I stopped by for a minute, and they're avid like news watchers. It's always on, and it's on. It's like, oh, did you hear? There's another shooting today in Texas, and blah blah blah, and this and that. And they don't know why, and da da da. And I didn't want to be like, I don't know. We probably had a manifesto. Let me guess. It probably said the same thing that the last three said. Let me guess. It's probably an ATF checklist. Let me guess. A bunch of celebrities were coming out and saying things about it. It's on the news and blah blah blah. And I was just like, oh, yep, that sucks. Well,
It really is so hard to
like
like
ours.
have any feelings towards these stories.
Yeah, do that on purpose.
Okay, so to answer Trey's question real quick, the Unabomber Manifesto.
Uncle
I
Ted.
thought we were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
Communist
yeah.
Manifesto.
No, not Uncle Carl, not crazy Uncle Carl, crazy. Comrade
Everyone's
Carl.
got one.
Yeah.
So what Magoo says was really interesting. We were watching the TV show Manhunt, and like the first season of Manhunt is about Kaczynski, and so we're watching that, and my wife really didn't know anything about the Unabomber or Ted Kaczynski prior to watching that show, and I just happened to have the manifesto sitting on my nightstand, so I was like, here, just like read the. So I just handed it to her, like, here, just like read the first 4 pages, and she read the first like 4 or 5 pages. She's like, holy shit, he had everything right. I was like, yeah, he kind of nailed where we are societally today.
In the 90s, the early 90s. And that's why I always say, like, all this stuff people like complain, like, that shit ain't nothing new,
It was earlier than that, wasn't it? I think he wrote his manifesto in like the 80s.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the
he
early-
may have. Yeah, the 90s, the early 90s was when the events happened.
The events. we should do a game that's like guess which book is on the nightstand of each morning after host. But now Justin has to do his his alternate book.
I mean, that's back on the bookshelf. I've switched now, so.
Okay, there we go.
I guess you could technically say mine's the anti-Darwin book. So, like, wow, we're really, like, checking all the boxes for right-wing extremists over here.
Yeah.
I have a book called My Role in Germany's Fight, which is
God damn it. Save us, Clyde.
Joseph Goebbels' diary.
God damn it.
Clyde, what do you got on the nightstand or on the books? On the
I don't read.
nightstand?
Yeah, that's true.
I just get my news from Fox and everything. That's no, it's I think it's I just got it the other day. The Religion of The Apostles, I think.
Wow, now we feel awful. Just kidding, it's the Bible.
Oh, so that's stretched for a while, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
didn't know
thought it
that.
was like
Yeah.
early '90s or early '80s or earlier than that when he wrote that.
Oh wow, interesting. Well, he was because he was like really like collegey, like smart and shit. I think.
Yeah, he was
I
like
don't
a
know,
genius.
Yeah, Spearco did a small thing about him the other day when I was listening. And
He's not doing well, like health-wise right now, right?
I mean, he's
Come
like
down with
80 years
cancer.
old.
Well, I'm sure he's
The Unabomber?
been experimented on as well.
Right.
I thought he was dead.
No, and
He's still there.
alive and not as well.
it's, I
Oh,
mean, I
well,
open my mail with a special tool these days, but otherwise, I don't think much about him.
All right.
Oh,
Do y'all have like 5 minutes to talk about the Texas shooting, or should we save that for Friday?
This
We
isn't
can talk about
Friday.
it if you want. Is there much?
Either
is
way.
there much to say? I don't know.
Yeah, let's save that one for Friday when more information has come out.
Yeah, we'll see if it's like I saw a picture that the shooter may have been trans, so they might start to bury the lead.
I saw that picture was not actually the shooter, but every picture that was actually of the shooter didn't look a whole lot better. Like, looked pretty androgynous in all of them. So,
all I know, yeah, we'll get into it on Friday.
yeah, we'll do it on Friday. In the meantime, we were talking about musical.
Idiots.
Yes, that too. Musical comedians or comedians who do music.
It's called
so,
monkeypox now.
yeah, so we're gonna close the show with Mark's theme song coming into the fantasy football season.
I know nothing about this.
2, 3, 4.
Pete's little tiny erected. No one knew what to do with it. Megan left cause she couldn't find it. Pete's little tiny erected. It's a quarter tall and a penny thick. If the world blow pop, you'd only get one lick. Looks a lot like a pink Q-tip. Pete's little tiny erected. Pete's little tiny erected. Can't satisfy anyone with it.